Well, 2020 continues to deliver bizarre events and things that don't make any sense. Like Star Trek Discovery getting us a fourth season. So, I don't know how they'll do this, but they're going to do it. And it's not just some announcement to try to generate, everything's fine and excitement. Apparently, they're scheduled to resume filming November 2nd, so that's not far away. So, I mean, maybe they'll change the show to where it is just a soap opera in someone's kitchen. They should be able to do that. Because how is this thing paying for itself? So, season 3 just premiered again, premiered on CBS All Access, which is dying. It's on its way out. It will be replaced by Paramount Plus. Now, they stole that idea from Disney Plus. So both CBS and Viacom were failures and ruins. They had to merge to keep each other afloat. And the idea behind having a franchise like Star Trek being a draw to people to subscribe was not totally bad. Even at its height, I don't know that it could have completely kept that afloat. With it Paramount Plus, they'll have the catalog of Showtime on there as well, so that might give it a little bit of a boost, a bit more, so it might have some more life in it. It's some pretty choppy waters they've got to sell. So, but Star Trek under Kurtzman's Secret Hideout has just been desecrated, and I don't know where they're going to go. Now, before this, Kurtzman had done this interview with Hollywood Reporters podcast, and he went on and on about how he had plans to map it out till 2027. Oh, jeez. And during the interview, he said he had just gotten off the phone, I'm guessing with the heads of Viacom or whoever, saying that they're ready to roll again, and they've got ideas that they wanted to pursue through 2027. So everything's fine with Secret Hideout. But he did add at the time. So at the time, I'm thinking this was the acknowledgement that, we're going to go ahead and order a fourth season for this show. And he would have had to have known that at the time. He didn't say it, so they wanted to wait till they get their little announcement and have the cast do it online and all that. But at the time when he was doing this podcast, he said, look, it's not set in stone. It's just, okay, here's the plan. Here's what we're looking at, or here's how the different shows are going to drop. Consider that it takes a year from start of production to airing, so you have a plan. So you have to plan way in advance to get those things done. You have to stay on top of the zeitgeist and make sure what you're doing is relevant. He keeps bringing up that crap. What was relevant a year ago won't necessarily be relevant by the end of it. And he keeps going on about that because he sees Star Trek as a platform to preach political ideas. And that's one of the main reasons everyone hates the show now. There was always politics in Star Trek. But when you look at something like Private Little War and how they handled that, very clever. And left it open too, because there were different viewpoints. You had Kirk and Bones battling it out for all the philosophies concerning that event. Here, no, there would be none of that, and that's part of the problem. And they're very lazy about it. And once again, with a lot of productions these days, these so-called values are the goal and nothing else, and it's used to defend lazy, sloppy work that doesn't have much plot or story and doesn't even pay attention not just to the canon continuity of overall Star Trek, but their own continuity from episode to episode. It was just bad. And so if that's going to continue, it really doesn't matter what they do. It's just, going to keep spiraling down the commode. That being said, I do have a lot more anger and vitriol towards Picard than I do Discovery, though it committed quite a few sins against Star Trek's lore and whatnot. It's still not as bad as what happened there, because it was Picard, and they just dragged that character through the mud. So Anyway, so so at that point he must have known. So that set in stone business, I don't know, is this just an announcement? But with it starting in November 2nd, sounds like, yeah, and it's already well ahead, so it's kind of too late to do. But earlier on, I can't remember where, there was discussions that they would be doing episodes of Star Trek Discovery, but it would be a limited number. It wouldn't be as long as the previous seasons, and that they would probably be closer to the short tracks, which I don't know, what were those, 20 minutes or so? So considering the budget and maintaining consistency with how the show has looked, which that being, the production quality, the special effects and everything has been spectacular. But that's the only good thing about it. And so how do they maintain that when they've dried up revenue for it? And there's no merchandise, there's no investors in it. They've burned so many bridges with the likes of Netflix and Amazon. And so, I don't know. Maybe they found a sugar daddy somewhere who can fund some of this, but it'll be interesting to see what's the episode count and what's the run time. And even that, well, what would the stories be? Is it a bunch of on the ship? There were rumors that they don't even have the sets anymore. Maybe that just meant they didn't have the studio space at the time and they'll have to set up elsewhere, but they kept the props so they can certainly do that. Because it's Star Trek Discovery, so the ship's still got to exist unless they destroy that one and just name another ship the Star Trek Discovery, and it's a cheaper ship to make. Maybe they'll do that. I don't know. But, so there you go. Keep failing upward. It really belongs on CW, because CW has a lot of bad shows. That finally Supergirl went out when that should have been canceled a couple of years ago. And then even Batwoman, which was horrible, gets new life, even though the star thought it was so bad she quit. So I'm guessing this will be its last season. But yeah, on CW, and CW shows do make money because they're advertised based, so it's on there. Somebody's watching it, and so you could get some amount of coin for your troubles on Star Trek Discovery. If it, well, then they could just put it on CBS like they did with the old season that nobody's watching. But somebody's watching it at least a little bit, and it would stand to reason they probably should just do that. But they're still pursuing streaming service because that's the future. I don't know. I guess they better hope things really turn around for Transformers and G.I. Joe. Of course, they don't own those. They have the license, so yeah, don't know how that'll work out. But yeah, whatever. So another season of STD.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening. Why not like and subscribe and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores and have plenty of goodies for you. Hats, mugs, stickers, posters, all that goody stuff. Plus, you can head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book Night Night. Oh, yeah. Plus, you can also catch my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on my channel at BitChute. That's the Mr Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.